19th of December. This week was supposed to be all about kindness. I nicely planned it so everything ties together lovely. However, work was very distressing and I just got back from work. It just felt like a nail in the flesh, honestly. And I don't think I have any more kindness to give. I was kind to take responsibilities that, could have gone either way, really. Either way, I want to switch gears. There's no point of me moaning. World needs more happiness. There are a few things I wanted to talk about following yesterday's loveliest streams I had from reading. I wanted to follow the stories. And today was supposed to be about a couple of things. One of them, like a Christmas story. So, first of all, I wanted to read some inserts for you from The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, because I didn't pick up another Christmas story, any different Christmas stories. And last year, I believe, if I remember correctly, it came out as a movie. And it just kind of resonates for me with this sort of... If you notice, I do a lot of reference last year or years before that just sort of creates a trend, which is interesting because I would have not noticed that it's all like a thread that connects everything, really. So I also made hot chocolate because, that irritation's still there. And the second thing I wondered about, it was a bit of different plan and plans got rearranged, but I really also wanted to talk more about candles because I did lit some of them, and I think you watched me, even in the stream I had it lit, but look, it's not so much that I've done with. I'm still using Scandinavian candles. I have quite a few of different ones. Last year, I really used a green one that is called Boreal Forest or something like that. It smells absolutely like pine and Christmas, but I want to do some other ones as well. So at the moment, I'm on the one that's called Tranquility. And given when I got the big candle, I must say I've really liked that smell when I bought it. It's been a little while since I got them, but I just, with all the fire stressors here, I haven't been using them. So let's light up the candle. Let's try to slow down a little bit. I'm really bad at these. I need these long matches, honestly, guys. I need the long matches because this is... honestly. So, I don't know if you can see that lovely pink glow through the glass. I love it. So the next part is, I was looking into Christmas story. I thought it would be so lovely to do some reading. So, and the idea from that also comes because last year, if not the year before, I was writing a story about Christmas. It was one of these Sprite stories, which I basically dropped it now, but I had almost like a series, one after another. They're free on my Patreon. They usually came out as a chapter. They're all free for public. But basically, I was planning to also publish this one this year as an extra bit for my patrons only. But to briefly say, it's a story about the Sprite. But in this particular chapter or episode, the Sprite and the girl that she lives with, called Autumn because it's shortened from Autumn, so they sort of are on a family vacation in these cottages. Everything's very Christmassy. It's absolutely Christmas story. And they go wandering about with the sleigh, thinking of outdoor activities. It's full of snow. And basically the story is that they bump into this house. It's basically looks like a pile of snow, and you're like, oh, look, there's a door. And then we kind of get in, and I think we start to discover that it could be a house, a workshop of a Santa. But basically, there's a book of Nice and Naughty, and we start flipping through it. We make a fort. They make a lot of cozy activities, and it was all about cozy activities. But then Santa gets back home, and he's very stressed and tired. So the premise was that Santa is taking a little bit relaxation time while they, with the little elves that are not elves, they call sleepies. All the nonsensical brain powers of mine, right? We call sleepies and look like little blue monkeys, basically look like little overalls of the monkeys on these little people. So everyone is like a tiny sprite, really. I love that thing. But basically, what happens is, first of all, we discover, all the toys and mysteries around this house. So while, like, for example, Lottie's wandering about and finding the mysteries, or other way around, I don't remember now, the little sprite and the other team is trying to actually work out how we can keep up Christmas going. I like that. Even now, like talking about it is like it's lovely, but I just felt like I'm not gonna continue that. And I think it feeds into a little bit the story that I really want to write about mansion investigators, but not a Christmassy one. Maybe I do secretly want to write a Christmas story, but I just feel not ready for it yet. The draft and the drawings will be on my Patreon. So let's talk about The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I marked a couple of pages that I wanted to share, but this absolutely wonderful book for any age, written by Charlie Mackesy, if I pronounce that right. It's about a boy who just wanders and meets these animals. It's written in this beautiful ink and with drawings. It's really wonderful to read and just look at the drawings and all that. It's its own really adventure. I really like the mole, clearly you will notice that. I'm so small, said the mole. Yes, said the boy, but you make a huge difference. So it's kind of like inspirational things. And then, do you have a favorite saying? Asked the boy. Yes, said the mole. What is it? If at first you don't succeed, have some cake. I see. Does it work? Every time. So, mole is all about the cake. And I think if I was a character, sadly, if I was one of the animal characters, I probably would be the mole, I think. Love it. I would wonder if you know this book, let me know which character you would be. You might be a boy. You feel a bit lost, you need a bit of that support from animals. And then another one, I wonder if there's a school of unlearning. We need to unlearn bad habits a lot of times. That's why it was like my thing that there's so many things that change over time and really might be wrong teaching and wrong habits and wrong formations of personality that we sometimes need to root and really make our own thing. We often wait for kindness, but being kind to yourself can start now, said the mole. All about kindness. It's a really wonderful book, and I want you to watch the movie if you haven't watched it, or get the book because it's so lovely to just cuddle up and read it. Sometimes I worry you all realize I'm ordinary, said the boy. Love doesn't need you to be extraordinary, said the mole. Oh, this was used to be my favorite one, and that's why I marked it again. Sometimes I think you believe in me more than I do, said the boy. You'll catch up, said the horse. Yeah, I feel like you can tell my confidence levels, especially when I read this first time, was really small, and maybe that's why I kind of get to this like mole character, small, small mole. I love my cake and pan, but really, am I, confidence. Is your glass half empty or half full? Asked the mole. I think I'm grateful to have a glass, said the boy. Yeah, I think that's it actually. That's all that I marked because I don't want to spoil the joy of the rest of them. But like these are wonderful. It's something as a keeper, perfect gift. Beautiful, nicely done, fits any age, honestly. Is really, really wonderful. The world that I'm required to inhabit is this one, but the world that I long to inhabit is the one that Charlie Mackesy has created. Elizabeth Gilbert is the annotation. That's beautiful. And now I'm gonna spend the afternoon really clearing up that story of mine that I mentioned and putting it on Patreon. Hello, today is day 20, And basically, as I mentioned, this week's trend is basically kindness. And today I was wanting to focus on donations. And I mentioned this in the stream before. So the first aspect is really like picking where you want to donate, because there's many good causes. So I have physical donations and money donation ready. So in terms, I really wanted to talk about, let's talk about money first. I spent a big chunk of the morning already trying to set it up. So, as a creator, I think it's going to be interesting for creators. Creators really have a struggle to get paid properly. So, for example, I set the minimum possible amount to get from my work, because I know that, first of all, bad times for everyone. Second of all, I don't have a following and, the brand necessarily for people to be throwing money at me. Yeah, and I have self-confidence issues, so I don't think anyone's going to buy anything. So either way, I had a lot of bunch of Zazzle creations, which I think Zazzle is super expensive, but apparently we do web print on demand and shipping. So again, I would imagine why it's not going well necessarily as a shop. I am not in a situation where I can do any posting myself at the moment, so I felt like that's why I set for them. And also I didn't want to make Etsy shop. There was another website which asked me to make an Etsy shop, and I was like a bit on the fence for it, but maybe I should have. Either way, I only have like 50p per sale on that website. Second thing, it takes quite a bit chunk to actually, I think, be able to transfer the money. So I spent time settling up how my payout, which I haven't had set up because I never really, it's more like feeling of support for me. Feeling of support that art could be like appreciated in a sense. But basically I was setting up a payout, and then they say there are certain rules. And one of the rules, for example, you can keep it on hold. You have $50, so which is probably never gonna happen. But basically, that's where we are at. So none of that money I can transfer for a charity. Worry not. Then we have Patreon. Then the Patreon, again, it does. Everyone says that, but it does take a big chunk of your money. You definitely pay for a subscription. They also take a chunk of your subscribers and whatnot. Not very fair service in any sense, but I follow a lot of I follow a few patrons myself, so it just felt convenient in a sense, and it's probably better known than coffee. So so by this moment I never paid out of a cash either. So just to break it down, I have about £13 in it. And I set the payout. Basically, please follow me. But basically, I set up the payout, and you can't get it paid. It can be small amount, lovely, but you can't get it paid for at least 5 days till you set up a way of payout. So not till Christmas. However, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send money from my own bank account as £13 donation, and then get that money back into my account, because I still feel like I wanna at least pretend that money going to a donation. So really want to work it out that way. Okay. Anyone who wants to be my agent and work out these things for me and be not afraid to price my work, then go on, please help. Because otherwise we are where we are. Okay. So that's that part. Now, physical donations. So as I mentioned, the donations will go to, I was decided to go with HUK because we support carers and elderly. They have telephone lines and advice lines for any benefits, but also telephone lines to support like a befriending system, which I think is really good. So that's one of the things. The second part is physical donations. I have a few like clothing that I have outgrown, and but mostly I think the most precious are books because they kind of new quality a lot of times what I have. So these are the books that I planning to give away, a lot of children books, but that's not intentional. You saw me reading them. Um, Basically a lot of recent reads more than anything because that's what I usually do, and we have fun, right? However, I decided to put in the very murder club. Usually I keep my reads till I do a wrap up, so I can just show them off on screen. I think because it's so seasonal, it would be sad to give it after, and also short stories is not a particular story. I'm happy to miss it from a wrap up if anything. So yeah, I think I'm adding it on as well, which is in a lot of charity places you can also choose, at least here, you can choose to be gift aid, which I'm gonna bring you to a place where I'm not a gift aid. But basically, gift aid means that you get like a registered into the scheme where we can claim a small amount of your back of your taxes to that specific charity. So I think sometime in the past I had, especially I think I'm only gifted in cancer research, but I think I had up to like £7 of my taxes claimed back. But why I'm talking about it is to mention that being aware of how much you donate after under gift aid and your earnings, because you don't want to over donate over your tax necessarily.
Last year I did a paper craft which I did like a star, I believe. I am really bad with like folding and paper craft. So it took me a few attempts to choose what I'm going to be folding this year. So I looked up how to make these little tiny stars called lucky stars. People make absolutely like jars of them. Sorry that this video is a lot of talking. Really, really apologize about that. Um, Also wanted to say that I not only do Vlogmas but also watch Vlogmas. And I really wanted to share this exercise that Morgan Long, I believe, done, where she mentioned writing down the core values. I believe if you put core values, you'll find the list, and just putting all the ones that relate to you somehow, and then separate them in sections. My ones were really interestingly mostly about adventure, fun. um, and then I obviously try to select a word that sort of marks each group of them. So basically, my biggest ones were what I put out is playfulness, fulfillment, and balance. And things like authenticity kind of went somewhere deeper in the background. Which also, interestingly enough, one of my favorite movies for a long time was Rise of Guardians. And that sort of playfulness and fun made me feel like a Jack Frost a little bit. And I don't think it's a bad quality, but honestly, I just want everyone to be happy. I think it's a nice exercise if you want to do these stars with your friends and just put little wishes in them. Would be lovely. With a few glimpses of test media again. So I had apple green, glittery watercolor, yellow ink, and very green ink to test. I still had a couple of badges to finish, and one was Peppermint Boss, which is baby hugging this peppermint stick, more like its tail. The best aspect of this one is the tail that is almost like tentacle. Um, yeah, and the glittery color. I realized that these watercolors work better if you just add that glitter at the end. So I think I haven't really filmed that test. Here we are. The baby, I believe, is more like a diva character. I feel like every single elemental baby has its own characteristics. And this is the next batch that I haven't achieved, and I'm not going to be achieving during vlogs. It's spending time with family called Home Guardian. And this is the snow baby who always in some sort of heroic pose. It's a little superhero, really.
Hello, if you remember, previous year, I did a little sort of lookup for sweets for my paper mint boss badge, and I wanted to do this year, and this got left behind. I left behind. I definitely had so many sweets through this season that my mouth still feels sweet. So instead of going a big walk around, I just went to Costa. I always like how we make little festive cups. Look at that. That's so cute. Honestly, this is adorable. So I got hazelnut latte. So not a hot chocolate, not mulled wine, but something that I probably normally would drink. Let me just take off the top. Oh, God, that looks so good. Oh, we put like a little, I can't show you, of course, but we put like a little glitter type of thing on top. Lovely. Smells wonderful. Tastes wonderful as well. Hazelnut, who doesn't love it? Even when you put it in your daily coffee, it's always amazing. Now, last time I had wreath that we made, and we still have them, and they are very nice looking, but I wanted to do something new, so I got one of these cookies, shortcake biscuit, that looks like a Christmas tree, and I'm not a big fan of these, but just to keep in Christmas spirit, I got one of these minced pies, right? So that will be for the badge. But honestly, after this, I'm gonna stop with the sweets. Look, my face got all round as well. So we're gonna stop with the sweets after some time. Okay, so while I'm enjoying myself, I thought we could summarize. Summarize Vlogmas. I know you probably haven't expected this necessarily to be the last video. But I think, first of all, tomorrow is a actual date of the solstice. I believe 22nd is the solstice, which usually used to be time to Christmas. Also, for that last badge that I didn't manage to get to this time, for the family badge or home garden, I want to spend the rest of the time with the family, and maybe after New Year's give you a bigger sort of vlog of well, if we did get to anything fun to film. In terms of Vlogmas, I definitely got more into streaming. I really enjoyed it. I think this was definitely more productive than last year. In many ways, especially amount of videos. I made some of the first timers as well, and I shared all of that, made every stream a little bit unique with, introducing a new timer, making a different background for it. I put a little bit more effort, I guess. I didn't get sick through the December, which is quite great and amazing because I was really anticipating that my body will just give up. Let's have a little taste. And summary as well. So I definitely made more ideas what I want to go on forward with, such as postcards, such as streaming. I definitely I haven't run out of ideas. or I haven't run out of, like, every vlog had a little bit of something. It really helped me with planning and making sure that I spread all the activities that I wanted to do. I think I had a couple more that I could have included. So I think I wasn't like bone dry with ideas, which was lovely. It really helped me enjoy the season to the fullest. And I really enjoyed the process. So tell me, what was your favorite vlog? What was your favorite activity in Christmas? If you didn't watch any, just tell me a little bit about, what made you going through this festive season. Let's spread happiness and joy. And sorry for the talky vlog, but I'll see you after New Year's. Bye.